Welcome to the Storytellers.
Have you ever stepped into a house and felt like it didn't want you there? Like something or someone was watching just beyond your sight? Tonight, I'll tell you a true story that still sends chills through the quiet fields of Pennsylvania. The story of a farmhouse and the spirit that refused to let go. This is the haunted farmhouse on Miller's Road. In 1994, the Wagner family moved into a large, isolated farmhouse about 40 miles outside of Pittsburgh. Michael and Sarah Wagner were looking for a fresh start, a quieter life to raise their two young boys, Danny and Luke. The farmhouse was old, creaky, but full of charm. It had been empty for decades. The locals whispered about its past, but the Wagners didn't believe in ghost stories. At least, not yet. It started small. Footsteps upstairs when no one was there. Doors that slowly creaked open on their own. Cold spots that moved through rooms like someone walking past you unseen. They told themselves it was just an old house. Old pipes, old wood. Perfectly explainable, right? One evening, Michael was working in the barn when he heard Sarah's voice calling to him from the woods. "Mike, come here." He followed the voice through the trees, but no one was there. When he got back to the house, Sarah was still inside, fast asleep on the couch. She hadn't said a word. That was the first time Michael felt fear. Their youngest son, Danny, began sleepwalking. They'd find him in the hallway, always standing in front of the attic door, sometimes whispering, sometimes just staring. One night, Sarah found him holding an old rusted key. "Where did you get that?" she asked. Danny looked up at her and said, "The lady gave it to me, the one in the attic," she said. They finally unlocked the attic. It was dusty, filled with cobwebs and silence. The only things inside were a wooden rocking chair and a shattered mirror on the wall. Behind the mirror, Michael found deep scratches gouged into the wood. 3 long marks, like fingernails. The air in the attic was freezing. It felt like the house was watching them. Soon, Sarah started seeing things in mirrors. A pale figure, always just behind her, dressed in tattered white, eyes filled with grief. She would turn around and find nothing. Family photos started falling from the walls, always smashing face down. The final straw came one night when all the lights went out, and from the attic they heard a woman sobbing. A neighbor finally told them the truth. In the early 1900s, a woman named Eleanor Griggs lived there. Her 2 sons died from diphtheria. Overcome with grief, she locked herself in the attic and was never seen again. Weeks later, someone found her body. Locals swore her spirit still lingered, searching for her boys. That night, the Wagner family was jolted awake by a scream coming from the attic. Michael rushed to the door and found it wide open. Danny was standing inside, crying, but he wasn't the one screaming. The sound was coming from nowhere and everywhere. They grabbed their children and ran, leaving everything behind. They never spent another night in that house. Weeks later, a group of paranormal investigators visited the property. Their audio equipment picked up faint whispers. One voice sent chills down everyone's spine. It said, "You can't take my boys." The rocking chair in the attic was caught moving and turning. They left before finishing the investigation. Today, the farmhouse on Miller's Road still stands, abandoned. The lights flicker on some nights, though there's no electricity. And if you walk past on a still, windless evening, you just might hear the faint creak of a rocking chair and the quiet sobs of a mother who never moved on. If you enjoyed this true haunted story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling tales every week. And remember, some doors are locked for a reason. Good night.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel for more interesting stories.